So today's the draft for MLB. There's only 5 rounds this year opposed to like the 754 rounds that they normally have, or whatever number it is. It's like 40 something. But the thing is, with the draft being today, I figured let's do a rebuild around the #1 projected pick, Spencer Torkelson, or the projected #1 overall pick. I think that's a little bit better way of saying it. Spencer Torkelson, the first baseman, possibly corner outfielder. But I figured, you know what? Let's throw him into the mix. Let's put him on the Tigers because they do have the #1 overall pick. And it's kind of like the Adley Rutschman situation where he's got a lot of hype around him. And he's just kind of that one guy that everyone's kind of talking about the most. I know there is Asa Lacy. There's a couple other guys. But Torkelson's kind of the main guy. So today, what we're doing is the Torkelson rebuild, or the Detroit Tigers You know what we're doing. So here we go. I hope you do enjoy it. If you do, thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoy the content. And of course, guys, get in the comment section. Let me know who you want your team to draft, or if you've watching this after the draft, let me know if you guys enjoy the player that your team took. And if you're an Astros fan, you don't get a choice, so sucks, but that's just the way it is. Alrighty, so what we're gonna do for this rebuild is, one, it's a different roster, which, yeah, I know, kind of crazy. I'm using writing rosters. He has like usually up-to-date rosters. I'm using V2.5. So what we're gonna do here is basically it's the normal roster that every team has, except for the only changes I've added Spencer Torkelson. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna simulate this season so that, you know, it's kind of like he just got drafted. He's gonna spend the time in rookie ball, A ball, whatever it is, and then 2021 when he's kind of 2021, 2022 when he's kind of projected to come up anyways, we'll throw him into the mix. So I think 70 overall is a little too high. What I did is I just went to the player vault, downloaded a version of Spencer Torkelson, then added him to the Detroit Tigers lineup. So there we go. But here we go. We're gonna hop into it. We're gonna leave it like this, and I'll see you guys for the start of next season and just get into it. All right, so the Twins defeat the Cubs. Whatever, doesn't matter. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the good stuff, Spencer Torkelson on the Tigers. So with that being said, here we go. And if I'm wrong about Spencer Torkelson going to the Tigers and the Tigers go somewhere else like Asa Lacy or somebody else like that, yeah, I look dumb right now, but just another video for us to do, another rebuild for us to do. So with that being said, I guess I should like really show you Spencer Torkelson's like stats. This is what we're looking like. He started off as a 70. Like I mentioned, I feel like that's a little too high, but again, he's gonna be more of a first baseman, so realistically you're looking for that bat or possibly just a DH with him. Yeah, there's been some talks of him maybe being a possible corner outfielder, but I really see him as a first baseman, a really good hitter. And so this is what we're gonna be rocking with. So we got Spencer Torkelson. I mean, pretty good stats, and I feel like for the purpose of the rebuild, having him a little bit inflated on the rating, it's not the worst thing. So we're gonna take it maybe 1 or 2 seasons, see how he does, and just kind of build the Tigers around that new bat. So let's see how some of these current free agents or pending free agents did throughout the year. It doesn't look like they did fantastic. I guess Maben would be okay for a season, maybe bump that up a little bit. And then Nova, no thank you, even though he actually didn't have too bad of a season. But I'm gonna let everybody else go. We'll save the money, we'll move on from there. I'm definitely gonna change up the staff because the staff for the Pirates is horrendous. And yeah, let's do it. So here we go. 40-man, definitely gonna be adding players to the 40-man. Arbitration wise, I guess it would help if we looked at the team and see how like everybody did, just so I can get an idea of like who to kind of go with and who to kind of get rid of, or who we could do better, or like who we could, you know, kind of improve and get better with. So overall, Spencer Turnbull didn't do great. Michael Fulmer for some reason was out in the long relief role, but you know what? It wasn't terrible. It sounds crazy, right? But it wasn't a terrible outing from a lot of these guys. So I'm thinking I'm gonna add everybody back just so that we have the players on the team. And then of course contracts, like Harold Castro, like he's a good hitter and all, but like I feel like we could get a little bit better. But we'll probably add most of the guys back. And then when we take a look at free agency, You know, maybe a pitcher or two, even though we do have the young guys like Matt Manning, Casey Mize, things like that. And then we take a look at the rest of the stuff. Maybe a couple bullpen arms. I think that's a good area to kind of improve on. And then let's just try to find someone that can come in and really help us out. Marcus Semien wouldn't be a terrible option. Jock Peterson, that would be kind of a good bat to add to the team as well. So there's definitely some options. I really like, you know, the fact that some of these players actually did well. And then Spencer Torkelson's coming up to play first base for us. I think we're in a good spot. Alrighty, so I'm making a trade to start our actual first season because free agency was okay, but it wasn't great. And I'm going to go for Jeff McNeil. It gives us kind of a leadoff hitter that we're kind of lacking. And I finally actually get a leadoff hitter for once. I'm going to trade Alcantara, Heimer Candelario, and then the big one is Tariq Skubal. But I'm okay with that. We get Jeff McNeil. That's a good little like third baseman that we actually kind of need to. Since we're going all out on kind of like the whole Spencer Torkelson thing, let's go for like the #1 catcher that was taken in like the MLB The Show draft here. Jake Castillo. He actually looks really good. You guys can see the stats there. They look insane. Let's give him a shot. Let's just see what it's like. I'm going to trade Jake Rogers straight up. I mean, I could really trade anybody, but like Jake Rogers doesn't really fit my long-term plans. Let's go for this guy. I'm going to trade Brandon Dixon and Tyler Alexander. Whew, there it is. Tyler Alexander for Tim Meza. We need another lefty in the bullpen. And I think that might be it. Let's take a look at the team now. Let's see what we're rocking with. So Boyd is back. Turnbull. I don't really want him that high in the rotation, but we got Norris, Fulmer, and then we brought in Chase Anderson on I think it was a 1-year deal, if I remember right. Yeah, 1-year deal. Zach Godley is on the team. Well, was on the team, but he was in the minors last year, so I brought him up. We've got Matt Grace, who has signed from the Rule 5 draft. People keep saying he's glitchy. I'm going to give him a shot. We'll see how he does. We got Brian Garcia, Juan Nicasio, who has signed in free agency. Tim Meza through trade. Anthony Bass, who has signed in free agency. Both of them, I think, on 1-year deals. Super cheap. And then Joe Jimenez is going to be the closer. Now, this is the fun part. This is the part I'm kind of excited about because, like, yeah, we have Tyler Flowers free agency signing. We brought back Maben, Dewell Lugo, Daz Cameron, Harold Castro. Platoon options, nothing crazy. But Jeff McNeil, solid option. We've got Victor Reyes, Semien, Christian Stewart, Spencer Torkelson, Miggy at the DH spot, Nico Goodrum, Jake Castillo, and Travis Demeritte. This is kind of like season 1, test it out, see how it goes, and then just kind of build from there. Our budget's going to be really good, $1.5 million. We're going to have money to spend. You know, a couple players are becoming free agents as well. And I think with these young players who are only going to get better, we should actually be in a good spot. We're not ranked highly. I already know that. We're like 25th or something like that. Yeah, 26th. This is a feel out season. We'll see how it goes. I'll see you guys at, since this is a little bit like not necessarily a shorter rebuild, but one of those just kind of what ifs, and we're focusing on Spencer Torkelson. I'm not worried about the draft. I'll see you guys at the end of the season. All right, so the first season's over. It didn't go fantastic. You know, 71 and 91. It sucks. Whatever. We'll move on. We'll get better. That's like the whole point of this. So we were 31 games out. In the wild card, we were 19. The ERA is kind of high. That's what I'm worried about the most. The average was actually in a good spot. It was like 270. We had Rookie of the Year for Torkelson, so that's awesome to see. Keston wins MVP. Rarely ever see that happen. Maybe it's the new roster that we were using. But you can see Spencer Torkelson actually had quite a good year. Like, I kind of am excited to see what he did. We'll take a look at our pitching staff, see how everything went. Zach Godley wasn't so godly. We've got Matt Grace. Maybe he is a glitch. Maybe you guys were onto something this whole time. We have Brian Garcia, who wasn't fantastic. Same with Tim Meza, Nicasio as well. Anthony Bass, though, wasn't terrible. And then Joe Jimenez, yikes. So Matthew Boyd was not as good as he was last year, but you know what? You know, if we can keep him around for maybe like a 3 or 4 spot in the rotation, we should be fine. Fulmer, not so much. Daniel Norris was all right. Turnbull, okay. It's just not great. You know, that's nothing to get excited about. And then our bench, you guys can see the stats there. Cameron Maben wasn't terrible. Neither was Castro. And then these two guys were all right. So looking at the team, Jeff McNeil is going down. Don't understand that. I just don't get it. Victor Reyes is going up though. Okay. Marcus Semien had a good year. Christian Stewart, actually not a terrible season. Spencer Torkelson was outstanding. Definitely going to be our first baseman. Miggy is dropping off as expected. Travis Demeritte was very good. Definitely going to be our left fielder or possibly even right fielder. Nico Goodrum was okay. That's really about it. Jake Castillo, not phenomenal. And then you guys can see the team there. So, you know what? We've got some players that we can definitely build around, especially with our budget. We should be in a really good spot. So, season two, even though it's like technically season 3, the Dodgers defeat the Astros. And let's get into the fun stuff. So, Miggy retired, so that saves us a lot of money. And he goes into the Hall of Fame as well. Turnbull, I'm going to let walk. I'm going to decline that option. Daniel Norris, I'm going to actually move him to the bullpen. $7 million's a lot, but he's going to be our long reliever. We'll just make that. No, not Chase Anderson. Daniel Norris. Why did that glitch like that? That was weird. But we're going to rock like that. We're going to just give him a 3-year deal like that. Chase Anderson, he wasn't terrible like as a 5, but we're going to move on. Anthony Bass, I'm going to do 1 more year. Give him that middle relief role. I think that's where he's going to sit. I'll even bump it up to bullpen so we can just give him kind of a lower contract. And then this is where I think as a platoon option, Cameron Maybin, super cheap, not bad. The rest of the guys can go. So free agency time. We have crazy amount of money. We're going to be really, really healthy. 4.61 million. Casey Mize, definitely need to add him. Don't want to lose him. I could even put him into the rotation as our 5. That wouldn't be the worst thing. And then looking at arbitration, I said Turnbull's going to go, but I'll give it to everybody but Godley. I'm going to let Godley walk as well. Contracts, going to give it to everybody. This is where I want to spend some money. This is where I want to improve the team. So Daniel Norris is going to take Godley's spot. We need at least 1 or 2 bullpen arms realistically. We need a true closer. I mean, we'll throw Godley there. So 3 starters, a closer, maybe another bullpen arm. And then when we look at the lineup, we need a DH. And then we need a lot more pop in the lineup. And then where could we do that? Maybe trade Nico Goodrum. Just get like, I don't know, somebody who's like a second base shortstop that could help us out here. We could move McNeil back to second base and bring in like Chris Bryant if we could do that, and the Mike Moustakas Eduardo Escobar hybrid person that's going on with that picture. But I do want to add some pop to the lineup. I'm going to see how we can do that. I'll see you guys for the next season. All right, so I said I needed maybe a little bit more pop in the lineup, and I think I may have found it. We're going to get the MVP from last year in this Keston Hiura, and we're going to trade Franklin Perez, Nico Goodrum, and Christian Stewart. And then I now need to find at least 1 bullpen arm. So let me see what I can do. I'm going to pick up Emilio Pagan from the Padres for Willie Castro and Dewell Lugo. And then let me see if I need to do anything else, because I like those 2 additions, but I think we could be a little bit better. I'm going to trade Michael Fulmer for Ranger Suarez. And I think that's it. That's the last move I'm going to make. Let's go look at the team now. And I think we made some pretty good changes to it. So we've got Scherzer back in Detroit. We got Boyd, Davies, Ranger Suarez, and Casey Mize. Scherzer's a 1-year deal. Kershaw decided not to sign with us. I tried to get him, just didn't work. We've got Daniel Norris, Anthony Bass, Meza, Grace, Jimenez, Pagan, and Bradley. Bullpen definitely took a step up, which is massive. And then when you look at the lineup, we've improved it. McNeil, Hura, Semien, Dickerson was the signing we made. We've got Torkelson still. Reyes, Green has come up. Demerit, and Castillo. I tried to get Chris Bryant. He didn't want to take the deal that I offered him. So I decided, you know what? Corey Dickerson's kind of a glitch in franchise anyways. Why not pick him up? So for our second season of this rebuild, definitely making strides to make this team better. We are ranked 21st. Lacking that power still. Pitching is still kind of a question mark, and defense is not the best either. But you know what? We're improving the team, and I'm liking what I'm seeing for sure. So, you know what? We'll see how this season goes. I'm not saying this is the final year, but we definitely could make a playoff push. I definitely think we do. And if we make the World Series, I think that's kind of a good place to leave it. We'll see. I know this is more of just like a little prospect rebuild, and that's why I wanted to do it. So we'll see how the season goes. I'll see you guys at the end of it. All right, so at the deadline, we're doing good, but we're like on the cusp of that wild card spot. So I want to make a trade to make sure we can actually push, you know, for that wild card spot, that playoff spot. We're going to trade for Frankie Montas, for Matthew Boyd, Harold Castro, and Rafael Piedra. And then I think that could be good enough to get us in there. We're just kind of lacking a really good arm, and I got rid of Boyd because he becomes a free agent at the end of the year. You can see pitching, it's not going great. So even like, that's really the weak spot of our lineup. We do need a bench bat now. So I'm gonna bring in a bench bat. Looks like we kind of could use like a second baseman / shortstop. I guess Miggy Rojas. Ew. You know, ew. But we'll do it for the year just because we just need a bat. So there we go. That's the one trade I'm gonna make at the deadline. I'll see you guys at the end of the season. All right, so I think that last little trade there really helped us out because we finished 97-68, won the division, and let's go take a look. Offensively, I know we were actually really solid. Yeah, just pitching wise, that's where I was worried about. 3.88 ERA. But maybe some of those glitchy bullpen arms were really what helped us out. So let's kind of take a look, see the league. And we were one of the better teams in the league for sure. So, okay, pretty intrigued by that. We'll take a look at just kind of quickly around the league, see who were some of the league leaders. Xavier Edwards, what was that? At bats. Okay, at bats. Alrighty. Taking a look at some of the other league leaders. Trevor Story's on the Orioles now, I think I saw, which is all right. I think I saw Correa on the Indians as well. And then for awards, we have Eloy and Bryce Harper for MVP. Cy Young went to Lamet and Heaney. LeMahieu and Betts for batting title. Reliever of the year, Edgar Santana, Nick Anderson. Pache and Seth Beer hit 40 home runs. Ooh, okay. We'll take a look at our pitching staff now. See kind of how everything looks. Daniel Norris in the long relief role, I think, is perfect for him. He does really well there. Anthony Bass was still very good. Meza definitely improved from last season. Matt Grace, just a glitchy arm. Who would have thought? Joe Jimenez in the middle relief role, definitely a lot better. You've got Pagan, which was a great improvement on what we already had. And then Archie Bradley was outstanding in that closer spot. And then when we take a look at our pitchers, Max Scherzer did very well. You know, Frankie Montas had a pretty solid season. Zach Davies was okay. You know, as a 3-4, like, I'm not going to freak out about it. Ranger Suarez and then Casey Mize, all okay. You know, not the best, not the worst from our 3-4-5, but it could be a little bit better for sure. And then you look at our bench. Cameron Maben's been a good bench bat for us this entire time. Jeff McNeil back on top, doing what he does best, just getting on base. Love to see it. Keston, very similar to what he did last year. Unbelievable. You got Marcus Semien, who kind of fell off. Corey Dickerson, very good, 28 home runs. Torkelson is insane. Woo, up to an 84 already. Hit 32 home runs this year. Victor Reyes still putting up pretty consistent numbers. Nothing special. Riley Green was okay. You know, Travis Demerit is still putting up really good numbers. He's actually been pretty good for us this rebuild. And then Jake Castillo improved on what he was last year. But to be honest, this team's actually turning out to be really good. So as we hop into this matchup against the Angels, you know, we get that win, and we sweep them. Really? Okay. Do we have like a little Cinderella story starting to happen here? Let's get Suarez there, because if that's the case, this is gonna be insane. So going against the divisional rival, the Indians, and this one's gonna be tough for sure. You know, and I figured this one was gonna be a little bit of a tough one. So if we can get this like this 3-1, you know, this 3-1 reverse comeback type situation, that was horrible what I just said there. But if we can come back 3-1, that would be a little familiar for some Indian fans. But they got G-Man Choi, so that's probably why we're in some trouble. They got G-Man Choi. Travis Demerit gives us a 2-1 lead. And looking at their team, Correa, Jose Ramirez, G-Man Choi, Mitch, David Bodie. So some new faces, some changes. And Scherzer's doing well. We're going to need another run, though. I know that. It's just we need insurance. Scherzer's already a little tired. Probably only going to pitch 5 this game. So if we could get him, you know, a couple more runs, that'd be great. Let's go to maybe Bass for an inning. Can he get out of it? He does. Perfect. Love to see that. If he can give me maybe one more. He does. We're heading into the 8th with the lead. They bring in Class A. We're going to go to Pagan, and Pagan goes 1-2-3, even better. Riley Green goes deep. Talk about an insurance run at the right time. Let's go to our closer, Archie Bradley, and he shuts the door 3-2 series. You love to see it. So Scherzer definitely not taking the mound for this one. As much as I would love to have him go back-to-back games, let's just go Frankie Montas, who's actually having a really good postseason. So, okay, 1-2-3 inning. For us, bases loaded with 1 out. Spencer Torkelson strikes out, though, but we do get one. We do get one. So, all right. So, at least it didn't go to waste. Travis DeMerit, what is that, two home runs in 2 games for him? Okay, I'll take that. 3-0. Things are looking good. Love to see it. And McNeil goes deep, makes it 5-0. All right. I like what I'm seeing. DeMerit goes deep. What is going on with Travis DeMerit? What is going on with him? He's insane. Insane. Frankie Montas is going to come out here. We're going to go Meza. And Meza allows a run. But then he gets out of that situation. Okay, 6-2 ball game. We're going to go to our setup guy once again, Pagan. Pagan allows 1. It's a 3-run game. And Joe Jimenez, yes, that's some clutch right there from Jimenez. And then we don't score, but we actually, okay, so we didn't score in that situation, but the next batter brought in a run, and it's back up to a 4-run game. So I'm going to leave Jimenez in unless things get a little dicey, which they do. I'm going to bring in Archie Bradley now. 1 run scores, but that's all right. 7-4 game, and it is a tie series, or a tied series heading into game 7. Whew, to go to the World Series with this Tigers team. How are we gonna do this? I think we're gonna start with Davies, and then we're gonna maybe bring in Scherzer if need be. You know, if need be. 1 run scores, not the best start for us, but it's only 1. It's not the worst. Torkelson gets on base. Victor Reyes brings him in. And if we could have if we could bring in a run, there we go. Oh, what an inning from us. 4-1 game. And I'm liking what I'm seeing. Taylor Hearn on the mound for them. Former Ranger? So, yeah, or not in real life, he's still a Ranger, I believe. But obviously in this, you know what I'm trying to say. So, can we get another run here? We can't. Davies, give me 1 more inning. Oh, he went 7 of 1 run ball. Love to see it. Another run comes in. All right, we're going to go to we'll go Jimenez. We'll save Pagan this time. He does the job perfectly. A 3-run home run from Hura, and it looks great. Can Jimenez give me 1 more? Let's not push it. Let's go Bass base. It doesn't matter. We won. We're in the World Series taking on the Dodgers. What? Okay. Scherzer day 1. Montas. We'll go Davies, Mize, and then Suarez. Oh, man. Game 1, we do lose. Game 2, we lose again. Game 3, we lose again. So maybe another reverse sweep on the table, but I'm liking what I'm seeing with this team. Oof. Bunch of fighters. We're going to bring in Scherzer. They've got Brantley. They've brought in Andujar. Brandon Marsh, too. What? So 1 run scores. But you know what? With the offense, I know we're going to score runs. It's all about limiting this Dodgers offense. And like I said, we're going to score runs. And we're back on top. Or we're on top for the first time. I shouldn't say back on top because we haven't had the lead yet. If Scherzer can give me 1 more, I know that's being greedy. But if he could, that would have been great. We're going to bring in Norris. They do have a lot of lefties, so I feel like that's a good little matchup for us. And there we go. Facing Kershaw, obviously a tough matchup, but we're doing well. We're facing 3 lefties here. We get out of that, and it's still 2-1. All right, let's not be greedy. Let's go to, it's the 8th inning. Let's go Pagan. Does his job. Can we get an insurance run? Please, just 1. Okay, or not. That's fine. You know, maybe I was being greedy that time. We do win, though. We don't get swept in the World Series. Love it. Love it. All right. This game, this is where we're kind of gonna have to start managing pitchers. Who do we use? Who do we use out of the bullpen? Like, this is not what you want to see. So, and then we just used Norris for a few innings last game. So, you know what? I'm gonna give it to the young guy. I'm gonna give it to Mize. We're gonna see how this goes. Hopefully it goes well. You know, like I said, we're gonna score runs. It's just we gotta limit the runs. So far, that's not what you want to see. A 2-1 game. Okay, going against Dustin May. So Mize versus May. Talk about two young arms going against each other. and it looks like we need to go to like not Scherzer, but maybe Montas. I mean, hopefully he can give me like 2-3 innings here. That'd be great without any runs. 1-run scores 4-1, and it's not looking great for us. As I mentioned, I thought we were going to be able to score runs, but we're really not. And double plays not helping the case. We'll go to Grace here. Grace goes 1, 2, 3. We're down to our final 2 innings. Okay, that's a good start. And then nothing after that. And then Bellinger goes lefty, gets them their run back. Can we do it against Kenley? No, we lose in the World Series. That's a tough way to end the season, man. Oof. Playoff MVP was Travis Demerit, and you know what? He actually he did. He had a really good playoff series, playoff run, whatever it was. Offensively, pretty happy with the team. Torkelson did struggle, but he's up to an 84. He's insane. But Travis Demerit really popped off. Really did pop off. And then when we take a look at our pitching staff, it's the Davies, Mize, Suarez, definitely the weak spot, but overall, I'm pretty happy with the way the team performed, and I'm pretty happy with this kind of short rebuild. Did we win the World Series? No, and it sucks, but a 2-year rebuild to take the Tigers from the worst team in baseball, get Torkelson involved, and then turn him into a World Series contender. Insane. I love it. I hope you did as well. If you did, hit that thumbs up down below. If you guys want to see some more rebuilds with some of the players that were taken in the draft, if I'm wrong and Torkelson doesn't go to the Tigers, I guess we just need to do another Torkelson with another team, or maybe a Torkelson player career sim. We'll see what we do, but I hope you guys do enjoy it. If you do, thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoy MLB content. And of course, guys, make sure you turn on all notifications by clicking that bell icon and all notifications to be notified whenever a video does go live, because it appears that YouTube's not sending out notifications, and some people aren't getting videos in sub boxes. Not just me, other content creators are facing this problem too. So that's about it, guys. Get in the comment section, let me know which player you want to see on your team, or if you've seen this after the draft, let me know that player you want to see as, or that are you happy with the player that your team chose. I'm gonna leave you guys with 2 videos on screen now. Go and give them a watch if you haven't yet. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.